12 years ago, we founded this company with the intention of helping families prepare for one of the most difficult times in their lives. Our goal, to prearrange all families, has been with us from the very beginning. This passion for helping families is the heart of our company. It shapes our culture as well as our strategy. Over the years, as we've grown, we've asked ourselves, what can we do? How can we grow and develop in order to better serve more families? Last year, we announced our purpose statement, enriching life through meaningful connection. This statement captures our focus on what truly matters most, which are those connections we all make throughout our lives that enrich us and give our lives meaning. In the past few years, we've been lucky to develop some deep, personal connections that have culminated in some significant developments for Precoa. These will help us in the pursuit of that original vision, to help every family plan for and benefit from the meaningful memorials they deserve.
In the last year, we've been training our advanced funeral planners all over the country on how to better educate families regarding the value of funeral service. The goal of this acute loss period training is to demystify the natural healing process that each one of us will go through following a loss. This understanding provides us with a framework for making sense of our own past experiences and preparing for future losses. Now we can truly provide something unique in the pre-need industry. Not only an explanation of the importance of funeral service at the time of loss, but also a deep, genuine connection with each family we serve. Tonight, you'll meet two of our planners and hear their stories. They'll share how ALP training has enhanced the connections in their lives, not only with their clients, but also with their loved ones and within their communities. Our advanced funeral planners are the core of Precoa. These are the people who are making those one-on-one connections with families every day. Through their efforts, we can share the benefits of a better understanding of the grieving and healing process with individuals and families across the country. Together, we will bring the message of healing to those who need it most.
Now we'll be able to reach more families than ever before. Last month, we were proud to announce that the Outlook Group will be joining Precoa. This is a very exciting time for all of us, and we see the opportunity to share our message with more funeral homes, more planners, and ultimately more families. I felt a great sense of connection with Tyler Anderson when we discussed our company's values and our hopes for pre-need. He shared that same passion for why pre-need has an important role in the future of the funeral profession. We all believe in educating families on the value of funeral service. We've been working independently to do this for many years. Now, ultimately, the best way to accomplish that is by working together. There's a quote from the Outlook Group founder, Charles Anderson, that's now on display in the Precoa home office. Charles said, "This business is about people. It always has been and always will be." This speaks to the heart of our values and goals as a company. Together, we're working to share a vision with the entire profession and with the families in your communities all over the country. What's really important in life are the connections we make with other people, the experiences we share, and the memories we create with the ones we love. As a company, we truly believe in the healing power of funeral service to change lives by enriching these connections. Every person deserves to experience a meaningful service for the people they love. What connects all of us is our role in creating those services for thousands of families every year. We're here tonight to celebrate everything we've accomplished and look forward to our bright future ahead. Together, we're creating a new vision for pre-need.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Precoa co-founders Brett Davis and Mark Horningberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and loved ones, which should cover most of you. We're grateful to have you here at this 12th annual Precoa celebration event. This is a time when we say thank you for the great things you've done. The whole idea behind these trips actually was a way to say thank you and express our appreciation for the loving, caring work that you do throughout the year. Our funeral home partners, they're the ones that make sure and take care of the families that need and give us the opportunity to help work with their programs. And the counselors, they're there every day, making those important conversations and working things out to help people through one of the most difficult times in their lives. We appreciate you. We love you. We're grateful to be here with you tonight.
It's so great to be here with each and every one of you. How's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody having a great time here in Kauai? Yeah! I think we can do a little bit better than that. Is everybody having a great time here in Kauai? Excellent. It takes a great deal of planning and work to put one of these events on. I think with that applause right there, it is time for us to pay tribute and a great welcome to two groups that have helped us put this together. Would everybody from Destinations and the Precoa Escapes team please stand to be recognized for all of the hard work and effort you've done to put this together? Thank you guys. This does not happen without you. Qualifying for a Precoa Escapes incentive trip is truly an accomplishment all in of itself. If this is your first time qualifying for an incentive trip with us, would you please stand to be recognized at this time? Thank you. We look forward to seeing each and every one of you in future trips ahead.
So, without our funeral home partners, none of this would happen. We partner with you because you're the best in your marketplace. We have a vision of building long-term relationships with the leading funeral homes in the markets. Leading doesn't always mean the largest, but it does mean the best, and that's why we're here with you. We appreciate you, we want to honor you, and at this point we will recognize the funeral homes that are here with us tonight, and if the owners, the managers, and the staff could please stand when we read your names.
Allnut Funeral Homes, Bork Jennings Funeral Home, Bradford O'Keefe Funeral Home.
Bradshaw Funeral and Cremation Services, Butler Funeral Homes, Callaway Jones Funeral Home and Crematory.
Camino del Sol Funeral Home, Chicago Jewish Funerals, Daly Leach and Whitesit Funeral Homes.
Flannery Buchanan Funeral Centers, French Funerals and Cremations, Gregory B. Levitt Sons Funeral Home.
Heritage Family Funeral Homes, Moran and McConaty Funeral Services, Hummel Funeral Home.
John A. Gentleman Mortuaries, Krause Funeral Homes and Cremation Service, Langland Family Funeral Homes.
Leach Sprays Funeral Home, Matthijs Kuiper de Graaf Funeral Directors, Moore Fitzgerald Funeral Homes.
Myers Mortuaries, Nelson House Funeral Homes, O'Connor Mortuary.
Porter Loring Mortuaries, Ratterman Funeral Homes, Roper and Sons Funeral and Cremation Care.
Russ and Brothers Mortuaries, Schettinger Funeral Services, Sharp Funeral Homes.
Snyder Funeral Home, Stevenson and Sons Funeral Homes, Stewart Family Funeral Home.
Sunset Funeral Home, Seitzema Funeral Homes, and the Verton Group.
And last but not least, Forest Lawn Mortuaries.
Thank you to all of our pre-need partners for being here with us tonight. You know, when we first started this, we just had the counselors here, and you know, thinking that that's what they usually do with these kind of events. And then we started inviting a couple of funeral homes because they were so much partnered with us. And we thought that could be a concern, having salespeople and funeral home directors together. But we discovered we're all working on the same team, and we're trying to accomplish the same thing of serving families. And it's so wonderful to have all of us together. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Every year, we honor our home office employees celebrating their 10-year anniversary with Precoa with an invitation to the following year's incentive trip. Each of these people has been truly instrumental in our success over the last decade.
When you hear your name, please stand. From our IT department, Jocelyn Bajorn.
From our account management department, Chris Burling.
And from our client services department, Teresa Lampkin.
Thank you for all your service. We love and appreciate you.
Okay, so we're here in beautiful Hawaii. It's kind of hard to think too much of the next trip. It's a little different than this. You know, sometimes when you go outside your room and you're dressed up in a suit and stuff, it feels hot and sticky, right? That won't be a problem next year. Yeah, we'll bring lots of coats, actually. You'll want them. But it's beautiful in a very different way. We're going to see things that you don't see every day. It's amazing. As a matter of fact, we're going to show you a quick little video. In that video, it was Ann and I were together on the trip, and Cody and Ashley came along with us, and Cody did all the video shooting, and all these shots you see are what we saw, well, or at least what Cody saw, on the trip. Actually, he went on one of the excursions that we kind of wished we had gone on, where they were doing whale watching, and they saw amazing stuff. But that's okay. We saw a glacier. It just stood there. It was good. And we had a nice time together anyway, so that was good. But you'll have lots of cool things to see. The only thing on this video that's not shot by Cody was the close-up shot of a bear. He didn't do that, and we're glad he didn't. It was way too close. Okay, anyway, see this, enjoy it, and we look forward to seeing all of you next year. It will be a cool experience.
please welcome Regional Director Brad Wynn and Vice President of Business Development, Carson Johansson.
We're proud to recognize those that produce between $500,000 and $750,000 in sales. Thank you for the meaningful work that you do.
Will each of you please stand as we call your name?
Carly Matson, Sally Niehoff, and Adam Hoffman.
Angel Honda, Tanya Listovich, and Lala Terzian.
Karen Pace, Jose Ortiz, and Missy Lastra.
Ovsep Arapigian, Ruth Garcia, and Rosario Flores.
Stephen Pierce, Ramona Hall, and Julie McIntyre.
Heather Pierce, Zoe Barnwell, and Peggy Faulkner.
Nelson Fajardo, Joe Peterson, and Lori Stump.
Renee Kramer, Daniel Harrell, and Ben Ashby.
Alan Lagarde, Angel Moreno, and Natzik Kachatorian.
George Alleman, Lucy Poole, and Peter Badalian.
Stephanie Herman, Juliette Semergian, and Paul Rios.
Angela Susbury, Adam Kelsch, and Fanny Wiley.
Amy Irvin, Amy Crocker, and Julie Gosshorn.
David Gray, Will Strong, and Lowell Ramsey.
Skylar Herendine, David Potts, and Jarrett Wilson.
Tarsi Favela, Ted Neese, and Jenny Hatumian.
Rodney Davidson, Ashkin Arzakanian, and Jose Mendez.
Congratulations to all our 2016 sales leaders.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Regional Vice President Eric Battles.
It is absolutely overwhelming to stand here tonight and to look out at each of you as we reflect on the year that we had together this last year. I had the personal opportunity to travel the country and spend so many incredible weeks with each of you last year. And we've absolutely enjoyed the connections that we've been able to make along the way. We've learned together that the message of the acute loss period that we share with our families each and every day has every bit as much to do with life as it does with loss. Tonight, as so many of you have shared stories and experiences of how this training has impacted your job, just as much as your personal life, tonight you will hear two stories from two of our amazing advanced planners. We're so grateful for them, for the opportunity that they've allowed us to peek into their lives, and for the experiences they've shared with us. Please enjoy.
I'm Robert Strong, and I do advanced funeral and cremation planning with Forest Lawn Memorial Parks. I'm an advisor, and I've been with Forest Lawn for 10 years. Actually, this is my 11th year, and I absolutely love what I do. So when I came to Forest Lawn, I built my career by cold calling. That's all I knew to do. And people were surprised that I would listen to them on the phone. Actually, my training was in at need, but I chose the challenge of actually educating the public. It was important to me from my experience, to convey that to others that have never thought about advanced planning. This has been a lifelong journey for me. I lost my mother at the age of 5 and my father at the age of 17. So the idea of learning how to grieve kind of hit me in my 40s, and I went through that period. And through that experience, I went back to school and graduated at the age of 60 in my degree, and I went on to graduate school for a year, and then I came down to Forest Lawn. And it has given me a real purpose in trying to educate the public, to let them know what is important, what is missing in their life when someone dies, what can give them comfort, how they can learn to go through the grieving process. It's okay, it's something that we need to do. And that's what this acute loss period is all about. It's talking about making sure that we know, we can convey that to our clients, the necessity of actually going through the different steps of the acute loss period. Life was different for me than for most people. I've never had the experience of having parents that were older and going through that experience that people go through. And I did go to school for a couple years, and then I decided to go into the armed forces, and I went into the Air Force for 4 years. And the last year I spent off the coast of Siberia on St. Lawrence Island out of Nome, Alaska. I figured if I could cope with that, I could cope with anything. When I got out of the service, I met my partner and husband, and 50 years ago, and we had a salon in Portland, Oregon for almost 40 years. But I also knew that there was more that I wanted to do. And so that's why I went back to school. What I do, I think, has come full circle, and I'm still learning this, but it has come full circle. And I'm excited because I have something meaningful that I can share with others. So that gives me a purpose. The acute loss actually did help me put into words what I already knew. It educated me on how to say it and how to actually convey that to the person. Most of us may not have known what to say or how to do that. So now we have the tools that we can reach into that person's thought system and listen to them and then make suggestions. And if they're willing to follow that, at least they have a choice. The biggest thing that I've learned in my life story is listening. It's very important to listen. And that's what most people want, is someone that pays attention to them and listens for what they need. And it's how to meet the person at that place where they are and how to show them that there can be joy on the other side when they get through their grief.
Robert, will you please stand so that we can recognize you and thank you for all the good work that you do? Now, as we take time to pause and reflect on this last year, I'd like to take a moment to recognize someone truly special. He has taught us each to see clearly what was always there and to say passionately what we've always believed. He's been our teacher, he's been our mentor, and most importantly, he's been our friend. Please help me welcome to the stage funeral home owner and author of The Acute Loss Period, Carl Jennings.
I was preparing to say something today, and I came across a quote, and it was so spot on, I want to share it with you. And that is, gratitude is the memory of the heart. And I can't tell you today how full my heart is of gratitude for all the memories that I've shared through this last 18 months with each of you at different places across the country where you were willing to not only open yourself up professionally, to look at a new idea and a new way of doing things, but to open yourself up personally. I've had so many sidebar conversations with so many of you at different places and treasured those in my heart. And when I see people and this opportunity to come back here, which I'm so grateful for, to see you, has just rekindled so much of that gratitude and the memories that we had through this process. And you know, one of the things we told you in the training was you're pioneers, and you're moving the needle. You're changing a profession. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for the hours that you labored to learn, for the risk that you took with the families that you sat down with, the first time that you had to jump into trying to teach something that you had only learned the previous week. I'm blown away by that commitment, and I was blown away by your compassion and your genuine love for the people that you meet with every day. And so it is from a full heart, a heart filled with memories, that I just want to thank you so much for your willingness to give yourself to this purpose and to be willing to give of yourself just a little bit to each one of the families that you serve. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Regional Vice Presidents Tai G and Trevor Wynn.
It's an honor to announce our next group of award winners. These are the individuals who produced over $750,000 in sales last year. Without a doubt, some of the best pre-need sales professionals in America.
Please join us in congratulating the following individuals for an outstanding year. Robert Cerna.
Moni Anderson.
Rick Smith.
Congratulations.
Roy, congratulations.
Curtis Huffman.
Congratulations.
Good job. Good job.
Joan Reiser.
Thank you. Great job. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much. Great work.
Blair Kikta.
Hey, congratulations. You look beautiful.
Hey,
Pam
congratulations.
Smith.
Thank you so very much.
Great work. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Sarah Bloomfield.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey.
Congratulations.
Matthew Garnett.
Well done.
You look beautiful. Thank you. Take care.
Angelina Davis Lindsay.
Thank you.
Stephen Kirby.
Congratulations. Good to see you. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Mary Galstein.
Great job. Thank you. Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Anush Bedruzian.
Good for you. Good to see you.
Ryan Wong.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good to see you.
Congrats.
Cecilia Ellis.
Great. Looks like you got some sun.
Mr. Robert Strong.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Lisa Bates.
Congratulations. Thank you for everything.
Congratulations.
May
Robert.
Chu.
Thanks for doing that for us.
Congrats.
Hey, Lisa. Well, you look beautiful.
Seth Nettleton.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you. Hey,
John Simsim.
you look sharp. Good job. Good to see you again.
Beth Perrine.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Heidi Sudani.
Good job. Thank you.
Ginger Allen.
Londell
Good job, Ginger.
Thank you very much.
Ramsey.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Jack
You look
Padrumian.
sharp, Lindell. Hey, Jack.
Congratulations, my friend.
Arshavir.
Jack, you're
Hajabekian.
great. You're great. We love you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Heidi
Good
Sudani.
job. They're all cheering for you out there.
Congratulations.
Jamie Guntu.
You.
Thank you. You look beautiful. Thank you. You look nice.
Betty Lavariega.
Congratulations. Job well done.
Hey, I like that shirt. Looks sharp. Thank you. Congratulations.
Kimberly Pearsall.
Congratulations. Thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so
Lita Gulbadakian.
great. Congratulations. Oh, wonderful.
Kathleen Renner.
Congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you, Lisa. Congratulations.
Vicky Hook.
How are you? Congratulations.
Kathleen Streeb.
Congratulations. Oh, congratulations. So good to see you.
Thank you. You bet.
Vicky,
Teresa Sutton.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It matches my wife's dress. Hey, thank
David
you.
Maz.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Thank you. You're sweet.
Connie Wills.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Martha Sandoval.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Jessica Seeley.
Congratulations. Job well done.
Great job. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Brendan
Thank you
McCormick.
very much.
Thank you.
Barrett Brady.
Congratulations. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Congrats, my man.
Monica Varley Snyder.
Oh, you're looking great. Hey.
Bart Ayu.
This is great. Thank you.
Karen Nichols.
Job well done.
Hey, Bart, you get tanner every day. Enjoy.
And Albert Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Albert. Thank you.
And we also have Matthew Garnick.
Hey, man.
Congratulations
Sorry
to
about
each of
that.
these producers, and thank
Good
you
to have
all
you
for
here.
your hard work.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Regional Director Terry Schertzer and Associate Director Chris Berman.
He's got it on a sheet of paper. If you could, at some point,
Yeah. Okay.
legacy,
How did we forget that?
Our next award showcases some of Precoa's brightest new talents. These individuals have been with us for less than a year, but their production rates put them among the best in the company.
Our 2016 Rising Stars, will you please stand? Curtis Huffman.
Josh Peterson.
Kyle Newmark.
and Sally Niehoff.
We go up there, just when we go.
Congratulations to Precoa's Rising Stars.
I don't care, whatever you want.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Field Directors Evan Carlisle, Riley Facer, and John Ferry.
Regional.
As many of you know, we have recently merged with the Outlook Group. It's an exciting time, and we're thrilled to have them here, especially my good friend, John Fair. We would like to recognize the newest members of our Precoa family. Would everyone from Outlook Group please stand to be recognized?
Well, we appreciate that warm welcome, and what a great week we've had. Is everybody having a good time? Well, I can tell you that we've had a lot of fun over the last few months as we've begun to work in the crafting of the message and sharing this story. And one of the things I'd tell you is that when mergers take place, there's a lot that goes into them, a lot of things you wouldn't think about. And one thing that most commonly is often neglected and most often left out is culture. And so one of the things we've been very intentional in is focusing on our culture and making sure that it stays at the forefront for who we are and what we do. In doing so, just about a month and a half ago, we had all the sales team in, Outlook field managers and Precoa field managers, and we brought ourselves together to break the ice. And in doing so, we did a lot of fun things, but one that really stood out for me was making some Musical.ly videos. You're going to find out a little bit about that in just a few more minutes, but before we get to that, I'm going to pass the ball to my friend Riley.
So we're going to talk about what's at stake here. $200 is at stake, and the person that submits the best Musical.ly video throughout this week is going to get that $200. So for those of you that have no idea what the Musical.ly app is and what it does, don't worry, we've got you covered. As you exit today, there's going to be step-by-step instructions on what to do. But for now, we're going to give you a little taste of what a Musical.ly video looks like. So, do we have any TLC fans out there tonight? Woo! Oh. Well, I thought I heard a couple of them. TLC fans? Did any of you go chasing some waterfalls this week? Brian, could you video this for us? Hit it.
Well, you know what they say about first impressions. That was pretty embarrassing.
And it was. And I think it's only fair that you all get to share in that embarrassment a little bit. So what we're going to do next is we're going to play some music, and we're going to do a 15-second music video that includes all of you. So we're going to give you a little bit of taste of what that music's going to sound like. All right, can we get Jake and Jenna Vella and Raquel Estefan up to the stage, please?
Sean Riley and Jennifer Stark.
You don't have to ask Jennifer twice. Emily Oldham and Teresa Shear, please come up. Okay, let's all stand up. Okay, once I say go, I'm going to count to 3. All of us, the music will be played, and all of us are going to run down the aisles and film you. And I need you to really bring your A game and your best dance moves. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1.
Thank you to our guest dancers. I think they did a little better than us, Rylan and Evan. Riley. So let's look at what a few of the experts did.
Well, you've got me working so hard lately, working my hands until they bleed. If I was twice the man I could be.
Got you jumping off the deck, shoving in the overdrive.
Time our eyes meet, this feeling inside me is almost more than I can take.
She's not tired of goodbye. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to light it.
Dirty babe, you see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna say. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends, make it last for.
I like lady style, that's a fact. Ain't holding nothing back. Ow, she's our friend. Ow. Well, work together every. Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do?
24 karat magic in the air. Wake me up before you go. I don't wanna miss it when you hit that high. Wake me up before you go. 'Cause I'm not planning on going solo. Wake me up before you go.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
He's got
Deanna Brown, please meet me on the stage. Deanna Marie Brown. You know it's serious when you say the full name. That's our song. Partners in crime, because you're my partner in crime. But what did you expect? Put two people like us together, you, a beautiful rose in the concrete jungles of Chicago, Inglewood. And then me, an intellect from the suburbs. It has been an amazing journey, these last 20 years of marriage, and it's been beautifully complex. But I can honestly say, I would never want to journey with anyone but you. With that in mind, Deanna Marie Brown, will you marry me some more?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Marketing Tyler Horningbrook and Vice President of Sales Brian Whitaker.
Good evening. What we should have said, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Skinny Boy Whitaker. He looks good, doesn't he?
Really, Tyler? Really, every year you've got to try to do something to me.
Just keeping it
There's
fresh.
no place on this whole script that says anything about that. All I'm trying to do, I'm working really hard to get the biscuits back into the can. This is all I got.
Biscuits, and I don't even know what that means, biscuits in the can?
And if you, never mind.
Well, congratulations on getting your biscuits back up in there. Rasan and Deanna, congratulations on 20 years. That's absolutely incredible. What a beautiful couple. And we are so relieved that she said yes.
Because we've been stressed out all day and we did not have a plan B.
Congratulations. Throughout this year, our Precoa field management has worked incredibly hard, training, traveling, and supporting both our advanced funeral planners and our valued funeral home partners.
It's an honor to work shoulder to shoulder with the tireless work that our field managers do every day as they continue to work on this important work that we value so much. If we could have all of our field management staff, including our new field managers, please stand for a big round of applause.
And now we would like to recognize our 2016 Regional Consultant of the Year. This regional consultant doesn't know it, but he has been in the running for this award for the last 2 years.
From a number standpoint, this individual's just absolutely checked all the boxes. As an advanced funeral planner, he was a multi-million-dollar plus producer for several years. As a field manager, his territory in 2014 produced $5 million. Last year, his territory did $16 million in sales. And there are many people that are in this room tonight, matter of fact, I've had a few of you come up to me this week that said that they probably wouldn't be here without this individual's caring, coaching, and love. But with all of that, that's not the most important thing why I love this individual. Because this person hasn't always had the easiest of paths. But through it all, and all that he's been through, and all the years and all the obstacles, he continues to find a way to step up and surpass everything that's ever been thrown his way.
He is one of the most humble and kind individuals that we have ever met, and he continuously puts others before himself. So ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate our 2016 RC of the Year, Adam Vogel.
Congratulations, my friend. You deserve it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
You've done an amazing job. We love you. Appreciate you.
Right here. We'll get a picture. Stay up here and go in.
Next, we'd like to announce our 2016 Sales Leader Award.
This year's sales leader is a model partner, always willing to try anything and measure the results with scientific precision. He's a well-known friend of the Planning Center, always hosting lunches and giving gift baskets to the planners in his region. He creates a fun and motivating atmosphere for his team across 8 different funeral home locations.
Since he started this position, just 2 years ago, the funeral homes were doing well. They were producing about $4.4 million. But in the last 2 years, that volume has increased to $6.5 million, nearly 50% increase. This individual, I have a tremendous amount of gratitude because he's a veteran of our United States Marine Corps. He is an individual that, in my mind, is a true example of that go-get-'em attitude. This year for 2016, our sales leader from Family Legacy Funeral Homes, Ben Upton.
Okay, Family Legacy's the one we forgot.
Wordplay right behind us.
Oh, I did. I saw it.
No. Family Legacy. So we forgot to invite this, to announce Family Legacy is here with their staff. Do you want to work it into this somehow? Okay, have them stand up. I thought you said we forgot Gregory B. Levin. No. Family Legacy.
Ben Upton is from Family Legacy Funeral Homes. If we could get them all to stand and give them a big round of applause. Tremendous job.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Great work.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Director of Business Development, Jason Whiting, and Vice President of Business Development, Rob Meredith.
So ready to do it. Here's Family Legacy.
Jason, Rob, it's great to be back up on the stage with you again. Thank you. This is probably one of my favorite things to do with Precoa is to announce our Distinguished Partner Awards and, just to see everybody and be here tonight.
I totally agree. We're surrounded by the best salespeople in the whole country. And when you look back on all the winners of this award, it just gives me goosebumps. It makes me think about how great these firms are that we work with.
Yeah. So speaking about looking back, I remember the first time, our first award winner, the first time that they came to the home office. They spent the day sitting in the planning center, meeting other members of the Precoa family, just had a great time. And before they left that night, they sat down in their car and they said, we would be crazy not to go with Precoa. And man, I am so glad that they did. Because we partnered with them back in 2014, and in 2014, their previous years, they did a little over $3 million in sales. And this last year, 2016, they did $8.2 million in pre-need sales. That's amazing. Amazing. In addition to that, they've been such a valued partner in helping us develop and finalize and just train on our new lead programs. Just been a great partner. And these are people that I love dearly. It's a firm that I worked very closely with at the beginning and bringing them on. And so it really is a pleasure and an honor to invite Tom Antrim and Chris Keller to come to the stage on behalf of French Funerals and Cremations to accept the award for our 2016 Distinguished Partner.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Thank you.
Let's get a picture here real quick. Stay up here. Let's get a picture. Thank you so much. You're awesome.
I'm going to turn it. Our next award winner for this, I've got a really unique story with it. A few years ago when Bush Funeral Home won this award, I had to go around the back and come back up for another announcement. And one of these gentlemen was sitting in the back, and he said, "How do we get that award?" And I said, "Well, you got to believe in the process. You got to trust the people that you're working with that were helping you do the right things." And he said, we are. And so I am so proud to announce for 2017 Distinguished Partner Award, if Michael and Kevin Schedinger would please come forward. Schedinger Funeral Home, Columbus, Ohio.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
Should I get a, let's get a photo here.
Thank you.
Here, you guys get in the center. We're good.
There we go.
That's way cool. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Hey, you know, if I get a mic, it's hard to get me off of the stage. And so I wanted to thank you guys so much. And you make my job so easy. And the reason I'm saying that is because when I go in to bring in new firms and I go out and meet these people, what I talk about is not a product. I talk about the culture that they can be a part of. A group of people that are changing the industry, and they're doing it in a positive way. And the best thing about this is that we're like a family. I can call any of these firms in here, any of these counselors, and ask them for help, and everybody's more than willing. And I'm just amazed at how this company has grown. You find more and more people. We're just like maybe a third of the way where we're going. So maybe not even that. I'm glad to be on this ride with you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you guys do to make Precoa successful. Thank you very much. Good luck in 2018.
Okay.
My name is Sarah Bloomfield. I am an advanced planner for Butler Funeral Homes and Cremation Tribute Center, and I assist families with making their advanced plans.
Right inside, you'll see our main entrance here, of course, and our beautiful staircase. You can come right in here. For many families, this is where we receive most of our guests for visitations. As you can see, the room is very large, and so we can set this up in many, many different ways to accommodate families in their rooms.
I am incredibly proud to work for Butler Funeral Homes and Cremation Tribute Center. There's such a rich history that they have. They have been an active participant in our community since 1893. They take incredible care of their employees and take incredible care of the community. My experience at ALP, I'll be completely honest with you, it was exhausting. But I say that in the most positive way. Going through the acute loss period, I knew, and I was so excited that we're meeting emotional needs, we're meeting relational needs, we're meeting those spiritual needs. I feel that this has been able to help me connect with families now on a much deeper level, because I'm not just offering them a service. I'm no longer an order taker. Now I know exactly what they need, and it's up to the two of us to decide how we're going to get there. The biggest effect that I've seen with families that I've shared it is that it takes them back to a time that they've experienced a loss. And they have had aha moments right in front of me. I have seen family members shed tears, and I have shed tears along with them as they're sitting next to their husband or their sister and said, that's exactly how I felt. And we didn't have that opportunity to see mom or to see dad. And by sharing the acute loss period, it really just takes it to a completely different level. The acute loss period took me back to the two most significant losses in my life. One being my grandfather, and then the other being I lost my best friend when I was 19 years old. As we went through the process of the acute loss period, I found myself at training. I became very emotional, to be quite honest with you. And so I found myself going back to those moments of not being able to meet all those needs when I lost my best friend. I was not able to see him after he had passed away. And still to this day, now 14 years later, I still think that I'm going to turn a corner, a street corner, and see him because I wasn't able to properly begin healing. I thought that going to training would help me better in my career. I didn't realize that it would really push me over the edge in my personal life and really resonate with me. In my free time, I truly enjoy being active. Although my job is incredibly gratifying, it comes with a little bit of stress. And the way that I get rid of that energy is that I like to run. I grew up in New Berlin, Illinois, and it is a farm town. My father is a third-generation farmer, and so I grew up on a farm. I knew growing up that I always wanted to do something to help other people. What truly flipped the switch on for me was I lost my grandfather in 2003. My family included me on the arrangement conference when they went to the funeral home. It was never something that my grandfather discussed with his two children. I thought as I got a little older, why was this a conversation that had never happened? Why was my grandfather's funeral never discussed? So fast forward, I went on to college, received a business degree. When I had the opportunity to become an advanced planner, it was a leap of faith, but it was the best decision I've ever made. I truly, every single day, I look forward to going to work and to meeting and assisting families through what will be the most difficult time of their lives. My fiance and I are actually getting married May 10th in Hawaii. My fiance is a police officer, and I am incredibly proud of him. What's so wonderful about our relationship is that he is so supportive and so proud of me and everything that I do. We have a 6-year-old daughter, and her name is Rowan. She's our entire world and is very active and keeps us very, very busy. We love to travel. We travel quite often. We run, we work out, we play a few different sports. We play a lot of board games and invite family and friends over, and we really like to entertain. I love my job so much, and it is no secret to anyone. It makes me feel absolutely incredible to help people. It is so gratifying to have a hug at the end of an appointment. I will never in my life, no matter where life takes me, will ever forget these families that I've met with and I've assisted.
Thank you, Sarah, and congratulations to you, Derek and Rowan, on your wedding earlier this morning. Today is the 10th. Would you please stand, all of you? And a heartfelt thank you for inviting all 741 of us on your honeymoon for the rest of this week. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Product Development, Jim Schaefer, and Regional Director, Todd Dashley.
Well, tonight, Jim and I have the honor of presenting not one, but 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards this evening. And 2 truly impressive individuals that are very deserving of this. The first gentleman is someone that I have known for the last 20 years. And we have worked together very close. And I consider him not only a great friend, but probably one of my greatest mentors. Over the last 9 years, he helped develop a multi-state sales organization, which is not always easy to manage over a number of states. and help them establish a real strong bond with the Precoa team in the field and also at the home office. And although he retired last August after 30-plus years in the industry, I will always look back at all the things that he has always taught me. And the first thing he did was taught me how to be a sales leader and really to help my people focus on three things. And that's our attitude, our knowledge, and our activity. And that has helped us through the years. And although he has retired, I want to welcome to the stage for the first Lifetime Achievement Award my good friend, Ted Myers.
Congratulations. Good job, well done.
You have done.
You've just done an awesome work,
Hey,
Ted.
listen to me.
Hey.
You're on my prayer list every day.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. Here, let's get a picture with you here.
Such an incredible job.
And as have you. Thank you. How are you feeling?
For our next Lifetime Achievement Award, the recipient turned around a 125-year-old cemetery, quadrupled the Perpetual Care Trust, and ensured that the cemetery and funeral home would continue to serve families for years into the future. In addition, he has served as president of numerous funeral and cemetery industry organizations. And I remember the first time I met this individual, we were on our Europe super trip, trekking up the hill to the Parthenon in Athens, Greece. And I remember distinctly him saying something like, while we have a replica here in our cemetery of this, there's nothing quite like seeing the real thing. And in this business, no one can deny that this gentleman is indeed the real thing. In addition to that, he's also a great example of a husband, father, and friend. Today, I'm honored to present this Lifetime Achievement Award to the president and CEO of Cypress Lawn, Ken Varner.
Congratulations. You bet. Job well done. Congratulations. Thank you. I'll have to come see that Parthenon here one of these days.
Tell him the cemetery down here.
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks
We'll
a lot.
send this to you.
Okay.
You look great. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Business Development Tyler Anderson and Regional Vice President Michael Anderson.
So did anyone do an excursion today? I did. I went surfing, and shockingly, I will not be going pro. Apparently people from Ohio are not made to surf. So, well, over 30 years ago when my father started the Outlook Group, he envisioned a group of talented, caring individuals that were committed to moving a profession forward. And I'm humbled to stand in front of you tonight to see that vision grow beyond his wildest expectations. It's also an honor to be up here tonight with my cousin, Michael, Tyler, Michael. You guys get it. But with my cousin to present a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, because when I joined the Outlook group 5.5 years ago, I said I would follow you. I just had no idea that I would be following you here, of all places.
I didn't either. But what a privilege it is to be here with all of you. It has been an awesome experience this week to get to meet and to get to know so many of you. And I really look forward to getting to meet and to get to know more of you in the days to come. You have welcomed us with open arms, and at times I have trouble finding the words to articulate what that means to us. And the simplest way to say that is that the values of Precoa shine through in each and every one of you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And the last 18 months have been just an incredible journey. One that required a tremendous amount of grit, perseverance, belief, and a whole lot of faith. And what's great about those qualities, those attributes, is they actually describe the individual that we're honoring right now. An individual who has a career that spanned 4 decades in funeral service. You know, as I think about this individual and their ability to train individuals and advanced funeral planners, she has this incredible way of tailoring the training for each individual, making it very specific for that person, and then figuring out a way to stretch that person each and every day so that each day they wake up, they're trying to be a better version of themselves.
So throughout her time at Outlook, she has pretty much filled every role the company had, and at times created new ones. She was always up for the challenge and excited to take on the day with a vibrant desire to always make the most of it. From opening a new territory as a regional development director, which in 2016 was the largest territory within Outlook, to starting the Outlook Group Training Academy, which has trained hundreds of advanced funeral planners across the country. She doesn't like me to say this because she always says that it dates her, but she was actually Outlook's first employee. She was never afraid to jump all in each and everything that she did. And as she's always said, which will certainly be her legacy that lives on, leap and the net will appear. I'm so humbled, proud, and honored to introduce this Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Mrs. Candace Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Operations, Ben Nagel, and Vice President of Information Technology, David Sefton.
We are now pleased to honor our $1 Million producers.
Earning $1 Million producer status remains our highest sales achievement and is an incredible professional milestone for anyone who reaches it. Our 2016 $1 Million producers.
From Haran and McConaty, Danny Mize.
Congratulations.
From Forest Lawn
Hey,
Mortuaries,
well done.
Angelina Derusnik.
Congratulations. Great to have you here.
Great job.
From Harana McConaty, Josh Peterson.
Congratulations.
From Stewart Family
Oh,
Funeral
you're
Home,
great.
Mark Evans.
Good job. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations.
From Porter Lauren Mortuaries,
Oh, man,
Cindy
you look
Thomas.
great. Thank you.
Congratulations.
From Smalls Mortuary, Daryl
You're
Pendleton.
beautiful. Congratulations. Good job.
Congratulations.
From Merchant Memorial Group, John Suman.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
From Tom M.
Good
Wages
job.
Funeral
Thank
Home,
you.
Jeff Hogue.
From French Funerals and Cremations, Carla
Jeff,
Barella
good work.
Lucero.
Awesome. Thank
Congratulations. Good job, well done.
From Krause Funeral Homes, Cynthia Violet.
Congratulations.
From Scott Funeral Homes, Laura Rodich.
Great work.
From Seitzema
Thank
Funeral
you.
Homes,
Thank
Kelly
you.
Zednick.
Congratulations.
Kelly.
From Sharp
Great work.
Funeral
Thank
Homes,
you.
Cheryl Marshall.
From Bradford O'Keefe Funeral Homes, Tim Jones.
Oh, Shelley, love you too.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Rafi Hovanesian.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, John Kang.
Rafi.
Thank you.
Good work.
From Daily Leach Memorial
so
Chapel
sharp.
and Whiteside Funeral Home,
Thank you.
Cheryl
Great
Tennell. Tom Grimes is accepting the award on her behalf.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Great work.
From
Thank
Walker
you.
Funeral
Appreciate you.
Home, Jeff Toon.
Super glad you're here, my man.
Me too.
From All County Funeral
Way to
Homes,
go, Jeff.
Jessica Wright.
Thank you.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries,
Thank you.
Amy Lee.
Great work. Thank you. You okay? No tripping there.
From Wreath Roar Errett Funeral Homes, Kevin Swanson.
Thank you, Amy. Congratulations.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Jacob Dembekjian.
Kevin, great work. Thank you.
sir.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations, my friend. Excellent.
From French Funerals and Cremations,
so much.
Barbara
Thank you.
Shelton.
Congratulations.
You got a lot of
From
fans out
Forest
there.
Lawn
Good
Mortuaries,
job.
Agnes Bisgard.
From Nelson House
Job well
Funeral
done.
Home, Joanne
Thank you
McCall.
so much. Thank
Congratulations.
From Amos Family Funeral Homes,
Joanne,
Jerry
thank
Holden.
you. Great to see you here.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Ina Gregorian.
From French Funerals and Cremations, Geraldine Gallegos.
You do such a good job. Thank you.
From Krause Funeral Homes, Nancy
You
Matansky.
did a great job. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Congratulations. Love having you here.
From Rose Mortuary, Greg Dodge.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Job well done.
From Schettinger Funeral Services, Aaron Butler.
Congratulations.
From
Job well
Platt's
done.
Funeral
Great
Home,
work. Thank you.
Orlando Page.
From Bush Funeral and Crematory Services,
Thank
Skip
you.
Skolnick.
Thank you. Oh, you're awesome.
Congratulations.
Good job. That's awesome.
From Bradshaw Funeral and Cremation Services, Jesse Schneid.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nice.
From Langland Family Funeral Homes, Rob Boss.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Rob.
Yeah. Would you like to say
From
some
Bush
words?
Funeral and Crematory Services, Kathleen Blessinger.
Congratulations. Job well
From
done.
Fulkerson
Oh,
Funeral Home,
congratulations.
Jerry Martinez
My
Kiefler.
pleasure. Oh, go ahead. We get a picture afterwards.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
From Terrell Brody Funeral Home, Samuel Gray.
Thank you so much. Hey, congratulations.
From Porter Lorry Mortuaries, Christina
good.
Olivares.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Andy.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Alanouche Evanesian.
Congratulations. Thank you. Go ahead. We got pictures last night. That's right.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Arpi Makuchian.
Congratulations.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Angela Vega Rivera.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Excellent job.
Thank you so much. Oh, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
From Moore Fitzgerald Funeral Homes, Karen Johnson.
You take care. Thank you. Have a great week.
Love you too.
From O'Donnell Funeral and Cremation
Karen,
Service,
1.2
Andrew
million. That's
Florent.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
From
Nice
Forest
job.
Lawn Mortuaries,
You look
Annie
great. Thank you.
Kamborian.
Congratulations. Excellent
Annie.
job.
From Stevenson and Sons Funeral Home, Lynn Anderson.
Congratulations. Excellent work.
Thank you, Lynn. Oh, appreciate you.
Now, to present our final awards of the evening, please join me in welcoming Precoa President Michael Hornibrook.
Good job.
It's my pleasure to recognize those who have produced over $1.25 million in sales. What an incredible accomplishment. From French Funeral Homes, Kevin Robinson.
Congratulations. Thank you.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Michelle Lucero.
Thank you. Congratulations.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries,
You guys
Greg
doing
Gregorian.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations. Excellent work.
From French Funerals and Cremations, Lynn Loomis.
Hey, Lynn. Congratulations.
From Adamson Chapels,
you are
Tom
too. Thank you.
Torkelson.
Thank you very much.
From Brunner Sand and Dietrich Funeral Home, Heath Gromick.
Great work. Thank you. Our pleasure. Thank you.
From Bush Funeral and Crematory Services, Julie
Thank you.
Skinner.
Great work. Thank you.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, William Saya.
Julie, you're doing great. Thank you. Thank you.
From PL Fry Mortuary and Fry Memorial Chapel, Richard Gokin.
Great work. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hey. Man, look at this guy. Are you
From
sharp or
McMullen
what?
Funeral Homes, Christy Jones.
Congratulations.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries,
Christy,
Mirta
what
Merconi
great work.
Rothacher.
Thank you. Mirta.
Congratulations.
From Rustin Brothers Mortuaries, Matt
Thank
Simons.
you. Boy, those are some high numbers, Mirta. Thank you.
Nice job, my friend.
From Wilson and Kratzer Mortuaries, Paul Earl Hall.
See you. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, we got pictures last night.
Congratulations.
From Haran and McConaty,
Thank
Bill
you so much.
Logan.
Thank you. Great work.
Congratulations.
Bill, awesome.
From
Thank you so
Seitzema
much.
Funeral Homes, Chad Davignon.
Congratulations. Double done.
Chad.
From Ratterman and Sons Funeral Home, John Welch.
Congratulations.
From Moore
Just keep
Fitzgerald
doing
Funeral
it.
Homes,
Thank you
Wes
so much.
Watkins.
Thank you.
Wes, congratulations.
Wes, you
From
did great
Hamlet
work.
Dobson
Thank you
Funeral
so
Homes,
much.
Jake Bella.
Congratulations, my friend. Thank you. Awesome
And finally, we had 6 individuals that
Well, what a
produced over
great work you're doing.
$1.5 million in
That's so
sales
neat.
this year.
Thank
Please
you.
join me in congratulating them on this remarkable achievement. From Roper and Sons Funeral Homes, Teresa Shear.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
From Thompson Funeral Chapel, Sam
You
Ashby.
look great, Teresa. Amen. Appreciate it. Job well done.
From Forest Lawn Mortuaries, Emily Wong.
Congratulations.
And at number 3, from Matthijs Kuiper de Graaf, Donald Martin.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And at number 2, from Bagnasco Funeral Homes and Keene Funeral Home, Bob Rigi.
Achievement. Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Congratulations. Thank you. Job well done.
And our top producer from Sunset Funeral Homes, Tammy Hopper. Rich Darby will accept the award on her behalf.
Thank you. Thank you. We do this every year.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Let's have one final applause for all of our $1 million producers.
I know. I know.
All right, in closing tonight, I just wanted to share a few thoughts. The first is of gratitude really to everybody here. Everybody here is here because they help others and they care for others. Whether it's the families you serve or whether it's those that are here that you love and you support. And I wanted to start by doing a quick thanks to somebody that's been a huge support to me over the last few years, really over my whole life. But 5 years ago, my dad was here in Hawaii when he announced his melanoma stage 4. And at that time, I didn't think we had that many more years together. And I am so grateful for his support. I was thinking today of, as I am in my role, as I work at raising a family, how grateful I am to be able to call him whenever I need wisdom and advice. And I don't know what I would do without that ability. So I wanted to thank him, and I'm so happy he's here with us. Thank you. Just recently, probably about a month ago, I was having an interview, and one of the questions that was asked was, what's one of the greatest pieces of business advice you've been given? And I was able to quickly respond to that because when I came out of school, I came right to Precoa. I was so fortunate that they were just starting that year. And early on, the advice that I got from Mark and Brett that has stuck with me from the beginning is that our greatest purpose as a company is not ultimately, it's not to make money, but it's to help people. And I've never forgotten that and that learning that our purpose is always something greater. And it's about changing lives. And as I began to be more in this profession, I began to learn how we do that through the pre-planning process and through funeral service. How we can truly change the course of a life through the planning and through the connections we can bring. That's why we're in business. That's the purpose of why we're here, is to help people. And it's through this purpose and the vision of prearranging all families. And then as we talk about, and I'll put up here if we have it on the screen, our purpose, our vision, our mission, and our values. What I was taught is that all key business decisions should be made with this in mind. The most important things, the why behind what we do. So I wanted to take just a moment, since I've received many, many questions, and to talk about the why of the merger that we've recently done. Because people have asked, hey, why did you do this? And I can tell you right now that it was not driven by some desire to grow at a rapid rate for profit or those things. I promise you it was not. It was driven for this. We truly believe in this purpose, and as we met with the leadership and the members of the Outlook, they had the same vision. They wanted to do the same thing. And then as we began talking, we realized that the strategies we had to do it, through partnering with leading firms, through strengthening the proactive model, through working with the best advanced planners in the country to create meaningful consumer experiences, was aligned.
Then in addition to that, the values, which values are never changing. They're always going to be a part of us. The first one, kindness, that we treat people right. That's how business should be done. And the second, progression, that we always, individually and as an organization, continue to improve. We don't stay stagnant. We've never arrived. And the last, craftsmanship, that we do things well, just for the sake of doing them well, because it's how they should be done. And it was the alignment on these things that led to us coming together to say, if we can, it's our stewardship, it's our responsibility, that if we can help push this purpose forward, we have to do it. And some of the questions that have come and said, well, what will change? What's different for me? How could this impact Precoa? And I can say, anytime change comes, it can be hard, and growth can be hard. If you guys remember a couple of years ago, I spoke about base camp because we felt like we were growing at a rate that our service and our processes weren't staying up. We have to improve our systems. We have to improve our service levels. And with change, there can be bumps in the road. And what I ask is, as you see any of those, please let us know. We really want to be the best we can be so that together as a group, we can achieve that purpose. Last month, I was reminded again of why this is so important. My wife and I were visiting a family friend, and as we arrived at their house, the husband opened the door, and we began talking. He said, well, my wife's not here. She actually got on a plane today to Michigan because she just found out her father had unexpectedly passed away. We visited for a little while, and he mentioned he would be leaving in the morning to Michigan. And he said to me, I don't know what's going to happen when I get out there. I don't know what the plans are, because all he wanted was a direct cremation. And we talked a little bit about the meaning of funeral service and what would be great to do. And the painful part was Monday, 3 days later, I got a call. He said, we're on our way back home today. Their dad would be cremated on Wednesday, but there wasn't going to be any services. There wasn't going to be any visitation or any gathering. And they said they didn't see any reason to stay. And I could hear the heartbreak in their voices at this. And I know and I believe that father was trying to do what was best, because he felt whatever's the lowest cost and whatever's the least amount of time is probably what's best, because he didn't know better. But if he knew the impact that would have on his daughter, he would have planned more. And it's that education that we provide. We help families understand the importance of funeral service. We help them understand the importance of dealing with grief by being with those that we love. Yes, it's painful, but in that pain is where we also feel that connection and joy and support from our loved ones. What you do every day makes a difference in people's lives, whether you see it now or not, because it's those little moments, those little events of connection that help people heal. And I'm so grateful to work with all of you to move this great work forward, to help more people, in short, don't have what happened to my friends, but that everyone can experience a meaningful service for the ones they love. Thank you to being here together on this great journey to helping families across America. I am so privileged to be a part of it. Thank you.
This company, I've never worked for a company like Precoa. They care so much about not only you as a person, but your family and everything that goes with you. But not only that, they do that for every individual as a group, and which makes everybody here just awesome.
What I do here, I really believe in, and I've lost some people since starting this job, and just seeing the value of pre-need and how their families have struggled putting funerals together, it just validates even more what I'm doing here, that I'm making an impact.
what we found was incredible alignment on our vision and our values, and ultimately, we are all one family, and we will all be a Precoa family.
We learned that we had a shared purpose. We both, independently, came to the thought that the best way to do it is to do it together. And while not having the company as it is today is a hard thing, it's not as important as helping more families.
The acute loss period is something that no one else is doing, and yet you can see many funeral homes that I've known over the years are screaming for something like this, or they're asking, why are we having these issues? And Precoa has figured that out.
Your death does not belong to you. It belongs to everyone that's ever loved you. That is just very powerful to me. It really encompasses everything that we're trying to do here.
We are helping them create experiences that are going to help with healing.
This is going to put a light on the real reason behind everything we do.
It is so great to be with you here tonight. This is one of my favorite nights of the year. This is a night where we get together with a group of people that share the same values, the same mission, the same vision to help families. And as this event draws closer, we spend a great deal of time thinking about what it is that we would like to share with you because of this one moment that we get. You know, life is marked by milestones, certain events that change us in ways that we will never, ever forget. And sometimes those events are events that can change us for the bad, and sometimes those events are events that can change us for the good. And hopefully those events that change us and affect us for the bad will eventually change us for the good. April 15th of this year was one of those milestone events for me. And it was a day that I was not anticipating it to be a milestone event. The day before was tax day, which is a terrible day. And I was determined to have a better day on the 15th. So I got up in the morning and I helped get the kids out to school, say goodbye to my wife, and I headed to work. I got to my office, and as I sat down and started to get ready to take on the day, my phone vibrated. And I thought that was a little odd because I didn't remember putting it on silent, and so I reached down and picked my phone up and saw that Jason Whiting had called me. My phone then said I had a voicemail, and so I listened to the voicemail. And Jason very emotionally said, "Hey, Brett, I'm getting on a plane, but I need to ask you a big favor." He said, a friend of ours, a friend of our family, their 12-year-old daughter, was flown to Children's Hospital in Portland and was on life support. And he asked if I wouldn't mind meeting his wife, Dana, in the lobby and going and giving that family some emotional and spiritual support. And my heart
just dropped. I have a 12-year-old, and I couldn't even imagine what that family must be going through at that time with a 12-year-old child on life support. I texted Jason back, who said he was on a plane and he wasn't going to be available, but so I texted him back really quickly and I said, yes, I would absolutely love to go. And so I walked upstairs to the 3rd floor and I grabbed Dave and Septon and I asked him if he would go with me. And we headed down to Dornbecker Children's Hospital. And that ride to the hospital was a very, very quiet ride. Because you do not know what you're walking into. You do not know what to expect under something of this circumstance. So we got to the hospital. We met Dana and a friend. Dana filled us in on what was going on. And I said a little prayer, because what could I say, what could I do to help this family? We went upstairs to the 5th floor, to the pediatric ICU, and walked into this private room where the mother and the father were sitting down in front of a nurse, and the nurse was sitting there talking to them. We quietly walked into the room, sat down, and waited and listened. And my heart just broke. I listened to that nurse do her job and tell the family what was going on and let them know that when they took her off of life support, that she was not going to make it. And so they very methodically went through and asked this mother, who was trying to grasp with the reality of her current situation, if she was interested in having her daughter's organs donated. And she said yes. And one by one, I sat there and listened to this nurse ask this mother and father if they would be willing to donate a liver and a kidney and heart valves and tissue and eyes. And she sat there and she just cried because her little daughter was going to be gone. The nurse then asked her, she said, "Have you thought about funeral arrangements?" And she absolutely lost it. Of course, she hadn't thought of funeral arrangements. This is her 12-year-old daughter. She asked if she could take a break. And the nurse said, absolutely. But before she left, she said, "I just want to do a direct cremation. I just want this to be done." Once again, my heart just broke. The nurse left the room and we got up to give her a hug and talk to her a little bit. And she said 3 things that will never, ever, ever leave me. She said, "I just want this to be over." And she said, "I cannot do this." And then she said this plea. She said, "I do not know what to do." And Dana hugged her, and in my mind, I immediately thought, I know what to do. I know how to help. And Dana knows what to do, and Jason knows what to do, and they know how to help. It was It was absolutely heartbreaking. And so we sat and we talked to her a little bit about the importance of funerals. And we talked to her a little bit about the importance of viewing and being present. And we assured her that she could do this, that she needed to be present, and that we could be there to help her. I like listening to podcasts. And a couple of months ago, I was listening to a podcast, the Moth Podcast, and there was an event, a lady who was on the podcast, Kate Brustrup, and she was a game warden in the state of Maine, and she was also a chaplain. And she was talking about having to go in and talk to families at a very difficult time when they came across accidents, and how surprised she was at how important it was for families to be present and to see the deceased and to memorialize. And she said this quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit, but she said this, that it was her job, and I am convinced that it is our job, to walk fearlessly into the house of mourning, to help people walk fearlessly into the house of mourning. For grief is love that has come up against its greatest challenge. But we know, and she knew, that love could handle it. It is our job to help all of the people that we meet understand what this process is all about. It's not for them. It's for the ones that are left behind. And love can handle it if done the right way. I have spent a great deal of time over the last couple of weeks communicating with both Dana and Jason and talking to them about how things were going and how the funeral was progressing. And love did prevail. And they ended up having a beautiful, beautiful funeral service. Jason gave the eulogy. Just a heartbreaking circumstance, but the fact that you were able to help them through that and guide them through that process will forever change their lives. And what you do each and every day forever changes the lives of the individuals that you meet with. It is that important. It is one of those milestones. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. And the work that you do each and every day is so, so very important. Please remember that love does conquer all, and that we can help people through that grieving process with love, with the tools that we've been given through ALP and all the hard work and effort that you guys have put in to learn that. We truly can make a difference in this industry. Not only can we make a difference, but you are making a difference. You are phenomenal, phenomenal at what you do. I guess one thing that I would love to share with you in regards to this little girl is that in watching that whole process and seeing that poor mother have to tell this nurse whether she was going to donate this little girl's organs, in the end ended up saving 5 people's lives. She will never be forgotten, and she lives on with us today. So thank you to the two of you, and thank you to each and every one of you for what you do on a daily basis. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, that's a fun one to follow.
Sorry.
Wow. Just in case you were wondering if we were perfect or not, we just want to make it clear that we're not. I don't know if you can bring the lights up or not, but we forgot Family Legacy Funeral Homes and Cemeteries earlier as one of our very special funeral homes. And could the owners and staff of that funeral home please stand? And let's give them a hand. I don't know how we forget things like that, but we did. We'll try not to do it again. So we all have stories this time. Mine's the other side of the story, though. A few years ago, we had one of our planners out doing what you do every day, planning a funeral with a couple, and everything was fine in their family, so that's a good time to plan, right? They took care of everything, got the funeral all arranged, and they even decided to take care of the cemetery. So she took them down to the cemetery, they picked out their plots, they didn't have an idea what cemetery they were going to go to, they hadn't figured anything out, so they got that taken care of. She even had them pick out their clothes and put them in a box and in the closet in a special place. So they were like so ready. It was amazing. Super planner. I don't know. She did a great job. 2 weeks later, the husband has a heart attack and is gone. Now that doesn't always happen when you plan. Don't tell your people that. That's not the normal. But it's an exceptional story. So anyway, she comes back to the planner, of course, and says, I mean, this is not a happy day, but I am so much more relieved knowing that we had this all figured out ahead of time. I was clueless before. I had no idea what kind of a service he wanted. I had no idea where we would have a cemetery, but now it's all taken care of. And no, it's not easy. It's hard to lose my husband, but it's so much easier having all of that taken care of and having fond memories about putting it together. That's the work we do every day, is help people prepare for those very difficult times. And when they do, it's a better experience, always. It's interesting, the only time I've ever had anybody complain about planning a funeral ahead of time, which we've talked to lots of people, and they're just so happy their parents took care of it, or their mom, or whatever, whoever took care of it, they're so grateful for them that they took care of it. This one time they weren't grateful because the person died out of state, and they had to pay for it going back, and it cost almost as much as the funeral did. So we have something to hear that, I think. So be sure to take care of that, because that's the only time I've heard a complaint. Everyone else loves having their funeral planned. I want to change just a minute. It was in Hawaii 5 years ago where we talked about cancer, as Michael mentioned. And at that time, it was kind of new to us. And we really didn't know whether we were going to be there the next year. And we also rolled out Europe at that time. And that was really a long ways away. It felt like 3 years out into the future. It's amazing what happens to you when someone reads off the PET scan and says, you have innumerable tumors in both lungs. Innumerable. They can't even count them. That's kind of discouraging. Lime size in your heart and in the right ventricle of your heart and in your liver. Sorry, I messed that up. They were so surprised to see it in my heart, they called and said, come in now to the emergency room because you've got a glob in your heart. I'm not sure if that's a medical term, glob, but they didn't like it anyway. But they couldn't take it out because it'd kill me in the process. So they go, well, I hope it doesn't break loose because you'll die in about 3 or 4 minutes. Well, good, thank you. Gives me something to think about. And what an interesting process to go through and consider life and consider how precious it is. Cancer is one of those things that you really don't want to hear about, with someone you love. But having now been through 5 years of it, I can say there's some real benefits to cancer. My dad died of cancer. Before he passed away, I got a chance, and my sisters got a chance to work things out with him because they weren't so good before. I'm glad we had the time. It was a few months, but it was enough time. Because of my cancer, my relationships with everybody is better. My wife and I had a great relationship, but it's better. My sons and I, their spouses, the people at work, the people here. What a difference in a positive way having cancer has made. Now, it's still scary. We've had it come and go, come and go, come and go every year or so. It seems like it comes back en masse. Last December, we had about 18 of tumors come back in about 3 months, and they were lime-sized by the time we caught them. And the old drugs weren't working, so we had to go to a new drug that maybe would work, and maybe wouldn't. There's 6 other people on the same clinical trial that I'm on. 5 of those, it's not helped at all. 1, it's been slow acting, and it's shrinked and kind of held its bay for about a year. Mine went away in about 4 to 5 weeks. Of course, I've asked myself, why? Why am I here and they're gone? I know ultimately, Heavenly Father says, you're not done yet. You're not ready to come up here, or I'm not ready for you, or whatever. You have a few more rough edges to work off before you're ready to come here. So it's not my time. But I can't help believe that some of the faith and prayers and good thoughts and hopeful wishes for many of you have made a difference in the way those medications work. The first medication we got on had only been out 7 months before we got on it. The second medication had been out 2 months before we got on it. The third medication was out a year before we got on it. It didn't exist when this thing started. It feels like a miracle to me to be here. My cancer could have started years before. I mean, I had the melanoma 22 years before and 12 years before it actually metastasized, or until we caught it anyway. If it had started 2 or 3 years before, I'd be gone. But some heavenly plan has held it off and said, okay, no drugs here yet. Okay, they're here. Go ahead. And they're here again, and they're here again. And I'm grateful to be here and feel part of it's because of you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I want to leave you with one thought. Brett said that love is the thing that pulls you through. And I can't help but echo that it's love that pulls you through everything. And your love for each other, your love for your children, your love for your family, for those that are close to you, that will pull you through and it'll pull them through. It'll help you to be the best you can be. It'll help you to forgive other people, to look for the good in them, and to love them with a pure heart. That love is what will make your life the most meaningful, the most joyous, and the greatest it can be. Grow your love and stretch your love the best you can, and you'll have the greatest life that you can have. Now, I'll leave a little more upbeat because it's been pretty serious. Next year, We're going to have the coolest Precoa escapes trip we have ever had. Guaranteed the coolest. Don't even think about the bathing suits that you've been... Actually, there is an indoor pool, so you can go and swim at the indoor pool on the cruise ship. But I would suggest taking several coats because those glaciers are really cool. And you're going to want to get as close as you can and enjoy them. Going out on that water with the ice floating around in it, it's ice. It's really cool. But you're going to have a great time. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so excited to have you here, and just have a great rest of the week. This is a beautiful place. I don't know of a more beautiful resort. This is just beautiful, and you should just enjoy it and enjoy it. And we love you, and thank you so much. Take care.